Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. We are talking all things real estate. We are having so much fun. This monthly series is just chef's kiss. It is absolutely amazing. My friend Jill is giving us all the information that we need in all different forms of topics under the real estate arm. We're going to continue our conversation, but first I need her to reintroduce herself to all of you. Her first and last name, the name of the business, and what she's up to.
Hey everyone, Jill Barbera of the Jill Barbera team with EXP Realty, and we have a team of 10 agents, and we service Philadelphia and the 5 surrounding counties.
Oh, okay, so let's talk about these agents.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the business of real estate, because I know that a lot of the ladies that are watching us, a lot of the folks that are listening and watching now are in this transition of career. They're trying to find the next step and to be able to level up.
Yeah.
So we have some agents out there that are in brokerages,
Yeah.
am I saying right?
Yeah.
That are kind of stalemated, that are kind of looking to take things to the next level, but maybe they're a little nervous about being able to branch out. So I really want to talk about the business that you're in, because I know you love it so much.
I do.
And that you've been in other situations and what is different about this one. So
Yeah.
let's dive on it.
Yeah. So it's hard, right? In
Yeah.
real estate, I think, you kind of get loyal. You
Yeah.
get very loyal, and you can kind of sometimes get complacent, and you start to tend to have feelings for maybe your broker. You start to tend to have feelings for your team, and you feel like, oh my gosh, they've just done so much for me. But you really have to start to look at your business as a business, and not as just like a kiki moment or a friendship, or you're gonna, you should always hopefully have those friendships if it's true friendships, right? But you have to really start to think, what are my goals in my business? What are my goals for my future? What are my goals that I could leave a legacy in real estate and maybe not have to open doors at the age of 70? So what does that look like to not be so transactional? So that was the biggest thing for me.
Right.
And in all 3 steps of my career, from my first mom and pop brokerage, which I loved. I loved how they were so good to my children. I loved being a part of that brokerage when I was a part of it. But I knew then I hit a wall. And then it was like, the ceiling, right? But then you got to find the next step. And then I found Keller Williams, and Keller Williams was wonderful for what I needed in the moment. They taught me how to run my business, how to set up systems, how to systematize things a little bit better than what I was ever doing, because I was just literally, everything was on a piece of paper and a pen, and I was figuring it out daily as I went. So then I dialed in and I got really good at that, and we kept scaling. We went from I think when I made the move, I was at 9, maybe 11 million actually, a solo agent.
Really?
Yeah, and then we went to like 14, 18, 20. Our highest year was 40 million. And so now we're hope to get to, 50, 60 million this year. We're scaling out of our first quarter to hopefully get there.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as we keep the momentum that we have. So, but with that, with Keller, it got to the point where I was trying to teach my agents, right? And I was trying to lead, and I was trying to give them the best practices, give them the ways to prospect, give them the ways to be accountable, give them the ways of, how to find success. But I needed somebody to almost help me too.
For sure.
Right? Because if you're not getting fed into,
absolutely,
then you can't feed.
100%,
right?
100%.
So I knew I had to make a move and find somewhere else where I was not, I don't want to say I was ever the smartest person in the room, but I wanted to not be the smartest person.
No.
I wanted to be in with team leaders and people that were growing and went from maybe 40, 50 million a year to 200, 300, 400, right? You want to get in those rooms because that's what feeds me. I love learning, and I love seeing how to do it better. And, Tracy, who's my operations director, every time I get off from like a lieutenant's call or a mastermind that I have access to now with agents around the world doing big business, she'll be like, please don't call and ask me to recreate something. Please don't.
And you will.
And I will. But yeah, she's so that's why I made the move to EXP, because I'm dialed in. We're called right here in Bryn Mawr. I'm partnered here in Bryn Mawr with Nicole. Nicole has a team here. I have a team here. We have solo agents inside of our office here, which is awesome. So if you're a solo agent, or you're an agent that wants to start a team, or you're an agent that's out there just really trying to figure out how to, be connected with the right people doing the right things, we should probably talk.
I think so.
Yeah, because, and then what's really cool too, one more thing about EXP is it's a virtual based platform, right? So you don't have to worry about the fees as far as related to being in an office, which is pretty cool.
Which is very cool.
And we're tied into what's called the Fast Forward Movement Group, which is these guys who are out in San Diego, California, Texas, all around the country. And they are like just amazing. They are sharers with no ego.
Oh.
So if you're on no ego, like when I tell you no egos, these guys are great. These guys make really good money. And they'll go out. They see me at, like, when we were out at a conference, we're sitting down having coffee and they're chatting to me like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. I never got that, by the way, from Gary Keller or anyone at Keller Williams. Like it was like I had to pay to get in the room to hear them talk.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a whole different dynamic.
It's a whole different dynamic.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
And I freaking love it.
And I think it's consistent with the way in which you educate and the way in which you really lead. And I think that for those of you out there that are looking for a new home, those of you who are out there that are looking for a space, I'm sitting next to a true educator, and I'm going to be really honest with you as it relates to it, because let's break it down. Okay, what do we need to do? All right, where are you currently?
Yep.
How important is the educational piece in the team that you're building?
It's huge, because I think too, I can't constantly be teaching.
Yeah.
So if you have the ability to plug into a call, we have trainings, and there's so many trainings.
Right.
It is a little bit like drinking through a fire hose. Like you can't do it all when you come over, and you'll want to.
Yeah.
But you have to pick, like, all right, what specifically do I want to work on and grow? And then you plug into those trainings that are absolutely, they're in the world, first of all, or they're just through our Fast Forward Movement Group. And you plug into these, and they're just, again, sharing all their goods with you. So even if you're on my team and my agents plug into these, they'll call me and be like, Jill, I just learned this. It was so cool. Maybe we should do this. And now I love too, because they're excited. They're learning, and they're not just waiting for me to give the info. They're getting it too from other people. And they now are seeing, hey, this looks like a really cool idea. Or, hey, this looks like a great client event. We should maybe do this. Or this looks like a great Popeye. This looks like a great... So there's things now that we never even thought of.
Yeah.
And we're never going to learn from our old brokerage, unfortunately, that we are now like dialed in on. So it's pretty cool.
I think that that's really awesome, because I think that obviously in any industry that you're in, it gets a little stale. You get yourself just kind of going through the motions, doing the thing to do the thing, and not finding yourself as enthusiastic or not finding yourself as energized.
Yes.
But it sounds like with the resources, the team, this facility is beautiful. This office is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, having a really warm place with a really amazing group of people.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that feels like to build community and family within your team.
I love that. So it was actually, it was crazy, because in real estate, there's always drama. There's office politics. There's drama with everything.
Always.
And when I met Nicole, I kid, because she was with Keller Williams before too.
Yeah.
She used to, she bled Keller.
Right.
She loved Keller Williams, and
Right.
I was just never that girl with any brokerage. I mean, I wanted to build for Jill, not necessarily for the broker.
For sure.
But when Nicole made the move, I was like, I had to figure this out. Why would she do that? If she was
right,
this, I gotta figure out. So then her and I start talking, and I start meeting and the energy is just so different. It's just so, there's no, there's no like, oh my God, you just did that, now I gotta try to beat you, or you're like, there's no one-upping. There's
one-upping.
Yes.
It's a sport in business.
It is.
Right? It's an Olympic sport.
And
One-upping in business.
and you get to that place in your life, and my kids are old. I want to be around people that want to like be around me.
Yeah.
And I want to be around people that want to like, that see the energy and feel the energy of what we're doing, and the genuineness of like what we're creating here, and what we really want this to be for people, and not just for it to be like, oh my gosh, you're just another name in an office. You're just another kind of like cap. You're just another paycheck. You're not really part of anything that's growing. And what's really cool, it's not just about team leaders, and everyone gets confused by this. Like anyone can be a leader in EXP. Like you're gonna find ways to make passive money within side EXP. There's avenues to make rev share. There's avenues to have stock. We're a publicly traded company.
Wow.
EXP matches you with stock, where no other company in real estate ever does that. So what they're offering agents is a way for us to have a legacy. It's a way for us to have financial freedom, right? We're contractors. You have to figure out how to set yourself up that you can retire. So you have to really start to think about those things.
Oh my goodness, and I love it. And this, first of all, it just feels like a family the minute you walk in the door. And just, again, knowing the type of energy that Jill brings to the table and the willingness for her to really help you in that way. I know, especially for those individuals who have been in the industry for quite some time, that are, feel as if they've hit that wall. You've been there, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the decision. One, you saw a colleague make the move. I'm sure that definitely helped.
Yeah, that's always
and right. And you were like, "Where are you going?
Yeah.
What you doing? Right? Like,
what's
going on? Right? But you feel it. You feel that kind of space where the top of your head is hitting that ceiling and making that move. What type of advice would you give to an individual who's kind of in that space at this moment?
Yeah, and it's hard because everyone gets in real estate. It's very easy for agents to get caught in transactions. Like that's how we get paid.
Yeah.
So if you have, I have one deal, or I have like a listing that might be coming up, or I have and then it's like, it's never a right time to make a move, even though you're not happy maybe where you're at, but you're afraid to make the move because you have a transaction coming up, or you have.
Sure.
So you can't let those be your fear-based. You can't live in a fear-based mentality when you know you have to grow, and you can't let your broker hold you captive because of a transaction. There's ways to work things out. There's ways that we can kind of bring in our partners, bring in our, colleagues from around the country that sit at bigger seats than us to make bigger decisions than we can here in the Northeast, but be able to say to you, hey, we can maybe find a way to help you be solid in that transition.
Oh my gosh. So it doesn't have to be this abrupt thing in which you are alone.
Correct.
You're right. You definitely
100%.
have support.
We have an onboarding crew. You have the support of myself, of Nicole, of whoever your sponsor is coming over. And then we're here too. It's not like you come and you're dropped off into the abyss.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of agents hear that, there's all this training and meetings and everything at some of your franchises. But the reality is it's usually the same person training you and telling you the same thing.
Yeah.
And it can get very stale very quickly, and then you feel that.
Yeah.
It's different here. You have different people training you all the time. Yes, you're going to get on a Zoom to hear it because they're in other parts of the country.
For sure.
But there's still the office here. We have events here. We have trainings here. But it's pretty cool that you're not going to ever feel that you're not getting fed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so much has changed, obviously, in real estate. We've been talking about it within this series, the market and what that looks like. And so navigating that, right, the ever-changing piece of it. I mean, I'm sure if people are like, you know what, maybe it's not right for me anymore. Maybe this is not my necessary time to be able to pursue that. What do you say to those individuals who, again, have built a wonderful career, but, they need to be re-energized?
Yeah, well, you're seeing it so much across with so many agents. I thought I heard, and don't quote me, I think it might have been 35% left the industry last year.
Wow.
So a lot of agents are leaving the industry because it's not just like you wake up and you get somebody calling that wants to see a house. You have to put the work in.
Yeah.
You have to be accountable. And if you never have really truly put the work in, and you don't know what that means to work, 50 hours a week, 40 hours a week on your business, I say a minimum of 40. I mean, unless you're a diamond, unless you have it all figured out. I'm still working 50 hours a week and I don't have it all figured out, right? So, I mean, you have to be able to really kind of know that you're working on your business, what those steps look like, what am I putting into my business, how am I doing it? And a lot of the times, no one's there to help you do that at a high level. And that's when you know it's time that you've got to change. That's when you know it's time. That's when you know. And I think it's like, people know. So you just have to not be afraid. And if you're sitting there and you're waiting for a unicorn to change it all, that unicorn's not appearing in our industry.
It's not coming.
I mean, it's just not. You've got to figure out what your next step is. And I believe in not being afraid to make those steps for the right reason.
The right reason. Be prepared to roll up those sleeves.
Yes.
Right. Recenter yourself. Work on your business, not just for it. I think that there's a lot that can be learned with my friend Jill, and there's tons of opportunities at this office and working with her team with the resources that you have nationally. Oh my gosh, it sounds like a perfect opportunity. So now, if you want to get in touch with Jill, if you want to learn more about all that she has going on, my friend, where can people get in touch with you?
As always, I am very accessible. So you could just text me at 610-283-2044. Again, 610-283-2044, and plus all my social platforms at the Jill Barbera team. You can see me on Insta and Facebook and Google. But again, just text me. We'll talk.
Just text, we'll talk. I mean, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. I've had such a blast. This series this month is so good. Rewatch it, send it to a friend, make sure that you get all the information and get in touch. Send that text right now to my dear friend from all of us here at This Is It TV. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.